Good evening. Claire Holland was a mother of four, last seen going into a pub in the centre of Bristol 11 years ago. Her family always held some hope that one day she would come home. But this afternoon, that hope turned into grief as Claire's ex-boyfriend was found guilty of her murder.
Darren Osment became the target of a covert police operation 7 years after Claire disappeared. An officer calling himself Paddy O'Hara befriended him, all the while building a body of evidence that would lead to catching Claire's killer.
This evening, thanks to a legal application by ITV News, Robert Murphy can tell us the whole story of how police solved this brutal case. And a warning, you may find details in this report distressing.
Surprising.
Darren Osment is confessing to a killing he would later retract.
My missus had my son taken off of us for social services.
Yeah.
So I did the wrong thing really, but I'm admitting to it now.
It's July 2019. Osment, while drunk, claims he has killed his ex-partner.
What's her name?
Claire Holland.
The following day, when sober and with a lawyer, Osment would claim he had been making it up. Claire Holland was the mother to Osment's eldest son as well as 3 other children. Detectives began a major investigation. How could they rebuild this case from 7 years earlier?
So here is a map of Bristol city centre.
Deb Seck and her small team of CCTV analysts at the major crime team went through the security footage seized by officers back in 2012, all 1,700 hours of it. Could they discover a murder scene or a deposition site? They looked for Darren Osment without luck. They needed to rebuild a picture of Claire's last hours.
We could do a timeline or a chronology of her all day, so we know where she's been, who she's spoken to, who she's not spoken to.
When's the last sighting? When does it stop?
So the last sighting of Claire Holland on CCTV is on Baldwin Street. She's walking from the direction of Bristol city centre towards Seamus O'Donnell's pub, where we know that she got there, and that was about 9:32 in the evening.
But there's no sight of her leaving?
There is no signs of Claire Holland leaving Seamus O'Donnell's.
This work and other inquiries took months, so with little evidence, no body and no forensics, detectives began a covert inquiry on their prime suspect, Darren Osment.
The bar's quite high in relation to the use of various different types of covert activity. So this is a homicide, and we don't have a body. So we have two priorities: is find out what we can find out the truth of what happened to Claire, and the fact that Darren had spoken to the police, phoned us up. He seemed to be the sort of person who might actually speak to somebody.
The covert officer was given the legend Paddy O'Hara, and he was deployed in December 2020. And this was still the time of lockdown. And Osment, who was a pub chef, was out of work and in need of cash. Paddy approached Osment here at this shopping centre near his home, struck up a casual conversation and offered him a bit of casual cash-in-hand work. Over the following 20 months, their relationship grew, and Paddy even alluded to having a criminal history, even suggested he himself had murdered someone. But secretly, he was recording these meetings. He made 1,200 hours of recordings, both audio and visual. Here, Osment describes finding Claire drunk and assaulting her.
And she wouldn't, so I didn't. I the room, shut the door, I told her to off, go make the milk and bring it back up here.
Then, on June the 15th last year, came what the court would later hear described as Confession 16. Firstly, the pub chef described how he had either killed or dealt with Claire's body after death.
Because, put it this way, life skills.
He alluded to putting Claire's body in a river. What he did with the weapon.
No, I put that in someone else's knife box a long time.
By this time, Paddy had spent 18 months as friends with Darren Osment. The scale of the deception was clear.
I trust you like brother. Just, I don't even want to cast my mind back to what I have to mean. It's not pleasant, bro. It was
The covert inquiry was led by police, but the Crown Prosecution Service gave guidance to ensure Osment's confessions could be shown to a jury.
I've never known of an operation of that length. Over time, yes, there were further confessions, but perhaps more importantly, we got a real sense of the individual that we were dealing with, his behaviour, in particular his violent behaviour in relation to women.
Today, Paddy's work paid off as after 6 days of deliberations, the jury found Osment guilty by a majority of 10 to 2, to the relief of Claire Holland's family.
It's just we just got justice and we finally have that closure, which is good.
And Jackie, as Claire's mum, what does this mean for you?
Yeah, I am happy, but we still haven't got Claire. No. We still haven't got Claire, but at least we know that,
he's got life.
She's got justice.
Today, justice was served against the man who killed, confessed, recanted, then was the subject of one of the longest and most complicated homicide covert operations in recent years. Darren Osment faces a life sentence for the life of the woman he took more than 10 years ago.